Okay, Google Slides are really very flexible building tools for creating templates and for having students work with them. So I'm going to create a brand new Google Slides. Now the first thing I want you to know is that you are not bound by this shape and size of a slide. So let's start by going to File, Page Setup, and you decide whether you want it widescreen, standard, blah blah blah. Go to custom. So let's say we wanted it to be a magazine template, or a book cover or something like that. We can go, let's take a standard paper size, 8.5 by 11 inches. Now look, you can go by all sorts of different other measurement tools. We'll keep it like that. So here we are. So now instantly we've got a book cover. So you can add all the kind of things you would normally add. Let's say I want to do a book cover about my studies having to do with trees and forests. So I'm going to choose background. I'm going to choose an image, do a search for a forest. Let's see if that works. All right. So you know how on National Geographic they have that yellow border? Why don't we do the same? We're going to make a shape. We're going to make a rectangle, and I'll just go to the very outside. Just make a little rectangle. Alright, so, well, that wasn't exactly what I wanted, so we're going to go to the fill. Right now it's filled with gray. I'm going to go transparent, but let's make this line a lot thicker. We'll make it 16. Let's make it even more than that. Let's go to 24, and we'll make it, just to pay homage to National Geographic, let's do it a nice gold. Okay, let's go even darker than that. Now you know what a great job this the fonts do. So I'm going to insert a text box here, and I'm going to go Forest Weekly Magazine. Increase the text size. Make it a cool font. Make it a cool font color. We can even play around with this particular fill color for this text box. I can make it remember what we did. I can make it a custom color if I want to see-through, partially see-through. Remember this thing down here? So if I'm going, let me just do that again. So what I've done with the text box here is I want the text to be able to be shown, so I've filled it in with a solid color, but I kind of want it to be see-through. So I'm going to go not fully transparent because that won't work. I'm going to go to a custom, and this thing down the right side here, if I drag this part way down, the more checker boxy it becomes. See that? Well, that's probably too much. Alright, so you could say to yourself, okay, if I was to do a magazine about forest, what would it be about? So it could depend on anything that you've been studying. We have the ability to insert images, as you know, but the cool thing is you can even insert video instructions. Alright, so I could, if I had recorded video with a tool like Alice Keeler's Webcam Record, where I'm recording right from my webcam, I could basically record myself giving these cool, special, fancy instructions, and then once I have saved that automatically to my Google Drive, I could just insert a video. And I could insert a video from my Google Drive. So let's say this was my instructions, which it's not, but let's just pretend it was. I could just put those instructions as part of my opening slide or anywhere really. And so now we're kind of taking a magazine and we're making it almost like a digital web page magazine. And so one or more pages, you've got images you can insert as well as shapes. You've got word art as well, as I mentioned. What you may have seen with the Eric Kurtz cartoon video, you've got some animation options here, so we can fade it in. So for example, there are all sorts of things you can do here with this. There are different types of animations you can do. You can have things move, you can have things zoom in and out, spin, move from left to right. So there's a lot of fun you can have with this with your Google Slides to really ramp up the level of fun and intrigue. So once again, think about what you want to create as your basic skeleton of a template, and then what you would want the students to then flesh out on that skeleton you've created. So you don't want to do too much of the thinking for them, but you might just want to start off with something inspiring, maybe an example if you feel like they need it, but then make sure that they are doing the vast majority of the thinking involved in this. So just to sum up where we've come from, you can change the dimensions of the Google Slides if you wish to. You can really have some fun with fonts. You can change the backgrounds. I've put the border in here just by creating a shape, which I then took away the shape fill and made it transparent. You can play around with the different line thickness and the type of line. You can add in text, you can add in pictures, you can add in video, you can add in YouTube videos. What a safe and kind of appropriate place to put a YouTube video instead of them just going to youtube.com and seeing some of the extra kind of garbage and comments and other things you don't really want them to see. So lots of possibilities for this in creating templates in Google Slides.